if it doesn't...
Yeah, this is more like it, isn't it?
Yeah, this is actually it. Hi guys, my name is Ebony Omolara and welcome to Cultured Waste, where we are all about waste beads and women empowerment. And all that means is encouraging and inspiring women and all people to be their most authentic selves. And I feel like that gets... I'm not even going to say it gets overused because you can't overuse it. I think it gets misused sometimes and a lot of people think they're being authentic, but they're trying to be a part of themselves that they've defined as their identity. And it's about being able to step up. It's about being able to step outside of your identity and remember that you are a human and you are free to be free, essentially. And one of the beautiful ways that I was able to see that this week was one of my favorite content creators on Instagram. She does like spiritual content. So she talks about candles and using them for manifestation and all that sort of stuff and how to burn away negative energy. Like, she's proper witch vibes, right? And she wears dreads and she's always speaking about her hair and she's always speaking about how people comment on her hair and her children's hair and ask her why she doesn't do her children's hair more often. And she's like, are you trying to cuss my children's natural black hair or what? And then I just saw her in a wig and I was like, huh, what happened? And it's because in my head I have this like battle with myself where it's like, well, Ebony, you said that you want to live holistically and you said that you want to be as natural as you can be, so why would you put a wig on your head? And it's because I'm not attaching my identity to me wearing or not wearing a wig. I'm giving myself the permission to be whoever it is that I want to be in each given moment. And I think giving myself that level of freedom means that I might not know who I am tomorrow or who I'm going to be tomorrow, because I'm learning who I was yesterday and making new choices today. And you have to give yourself the permission to do that and enjoy it. I know that people are going to say something, because people, as much as change is a constant in life and we all experience change, we still respond to it, we still react. So not everybody reacts positively, I guess. And not everyone likes it. Some people like a certain version of you that exists because they feel more comfortable with it. And so I just want you to really feel like it doesn't matter what anybody says, because what is for you is always going to find you. And until you realize that that is the actual truth, then everything that happens doesn't have to be so hard. It still is hard, don't get it twisted, because thinking about it, losing my friends and losing certain family connections and all of those things because I didn't want to be complacent anymore. I didn't like being disrespected. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. And they couldn't just take it as, okay, cool, Emily doesn't want to be treated like a mug anymore. Let's stop treating her like a mug. It's like, why don't you want to be treated like a mug? And it's because I don't deserve to. Like, it don't really make sense. I used to have friends that would literally, I remember the day I had an argument with my best friend because I wanted to leave the club and she didn't want to leave. And like, she would generally fight me. That our friendship ended over her wanting to go to a Halloween party, and I said I was tired because I was at uni 4 days a week and I was working 6 days a week. Like, it was just really people not having any understanding or being willing to understand where I'm coming from or what I'm going through in a given moment. Because like I said, I'm a dancer and a partier. It's not that I never wanted to go out with my friend, but in that season of my life, I needed to be inside. I needed time for myself. And if people don't get that, then I just had to accept it and say, okay, maybe I'm not the friend for me. And that conversation, making that choice, that conversation to have with myself and that conversation to have with someone else is not always easy, but it's something that's necessary, because if not, I would have either stayed in a friendship and had a resentment towards her because it's like, I don't think you're really hearing me and making space for what I want and need right now. Or I would have just ended the friendship and not really understood how to go into a friendship moving forward, and maybe ended up being friends with someone who's exactly like her and just being unhappy again. And so sometimes we have to make tough choices, but they're always for our betterment. And that's what you have to remember. No one's like holding a gun to your head like, you need to live your best. You need to be your highest self. I saw a post earlier. Again, it's like everyone's making content that they feel like they want to make. It was a personal trainer's post, and it was like, it was him saying, oh, I don't want to go gym today. And then I didn't watch the rest, but the caption said, remember why you started in the first place. And as much as that's important and true for people who are on a journey of setting a goal, well, everyone's on a journey of setting a goal for themselves and going towards it, but it's always being present with yourself. When I woke up, it was yesterday I was supposed to go to the gym, but I didn't know it wasn't yesterday, it was Wednesday, because I woke up at 4 a.m. What gym was I going to go to when I was lacking sleep like that? Do you know what I mean? Like, I was genuinely tired, and I could beat myself up for the fact that, oh, you said you was going to do this and you didn't do it. But life is not over. As much as tomorrow is not promised, I'm grateful for the fact that I do have tomorrow to go. Like, I just feel like, because I'm someone who used to beat myself up so much, now that I'm trying to come out of that, I realize how many people are beating themselves up as well. And it's like, that's not the way to help yourself to grow. Imagine if so we were just speaking about how before a plant or a tree or anything sprouts, the roots have to grow deeper first. So imagine you spend all of this time, right, growing your roots and really getting there into the soil and grits in it so that nothing can sway you when you sprout. And as soon as you start to sprout, like, you just keep stepping on yourself. Like, it doesn't make sense because you're the plant, but it's like you're trying to grow and something just keeps on stepping on you. That's what negative self-talk does, and it stunts your growth, and it doesn't allow you to stand firm on the foundations that you've built. And it's just remembering that it is a journey. You guys should have seen when we went on a hike the other day, there was a tree that got blown over by the wind. And I was just amazed because it's like, trees are the most powerful, strong thing to me. You just see them stand and they don't move, they don't sway. In earthquakes, trees can survive. But for the wind to blow and a tree to knock down, just goes to show you that everything has its weakness. You're not always going to be at your optimum 100% in your warrior mode, and that is okay as well. Like, the duality must exist, and it doesn't make you weak. It doesn't mean that you've forgotten yourself. It doesn't mean that you're not on your mission. All of those things, and really embracing that and acknowledging that and accepting the fact that you do need balance is gonna be really amazing for you. And that's where I am now. I feel like this year I really got on my stuff in terms of being clear about my goals and what I want and moving forward with that. But then I just forgot about everything else. And it was just about moving forward. And you can't be present if you're just moving forward. As much as there was so much stuff, there was so much noise I was able to block out, but then there was also so much beautiful sound that I blocked out as well. Gary Vee is one of the first people that I started watching and listening to on social media in terms of how to approach it and not letting negative comments or positive comments get to you. But recently it's like, sometimes I need a negative, it's quote unquote negative. Someone sent me something bad about myself. It's not necessarily bad, it's something that I need to work on. And I need to hear it because I want to improve and I want to grow. Someone telling me something good about myself, I need to hear that because I need to affirm myself and make sure I know that I'm doing the right thing, I'm on the right path. And all this, like, what I teach is self-confidence, right? And self-empowerment, but we have to remember that it's always going to be influenced by our environments. If you grow in a negative environment and you now decide within yourself, okay, I'm going to change and I'm going to be positive, you're going to notice the difference between you and everything that's around you. And that can be hard sometimes. I feel like in my case, it made me want to stop being positive. And not because I didn't like being positive or because I wanted to fit in, but because negative people are really, really horrible when you want to be negative. And it's not great. Obviously I wish that nobody had to go through that, but the reality is that you will. You're going to meet someone who just doesn't like the light in you and feels like they need to dim it down, and they don't need to, but they will try. And so it's for you to be able to dust your shoulders off and be like, nah, I'm aware of my shortcomings and of my strengths, and I know what I'm working on, and so I don't need to be triggered by this person's behavior, and I can see it for what it actually is. And once you get to that space, it's beautiful, because you're able to forgive yourself, you're able to forgive other people, you're comfortably able to make mistakes. And I feel like that's not something I'm used to. In my culture, in that environment I was raised in, there was no making mistakes. Till this day, I'm nearly 26 years old, and my mum will still say, you can't have anything nice with Ebony around, because of all the times that I might have accidentally broke something, like as a kid, or if I stumbled over something and I tripped, like, and that thing in my head of Ebony always breaks everything, Ebony's always making mistakes, Ebony's always in the way, was just running in my head, round and round and round and round and round and round. And then I had to say, hold on, where are these things coming from? Oh, it's not coming from me. It's coming from someone who feels like I don't do good enough to fit their standard. And then exploring that. So, do I want to try and do better to fit their standards? Sometimes we do. If that's a connection you feel like is worth it, that you feel like you're receiving it, and you want to be able to show up for that person, then yeah. But if it's not a relationship that's serving you, and it's literally just somebody feeling like they're not owed anything in this life except from you should be who they want you to be, then obviously that's not what you need to be doing. And you need to think about how you're showing up in that space and how you can prioritize yourself more, and not take it so personally when they do say those things. Now, whenever my mom says something like that, I just laugh at her. You can say that, oh, Ebony broke this plate, or Ebony broke this glass how many times, and da-da-da-da-da. But I've been through so many things in my life that could have broken me and still come out on the other side. And when I say come out on the other side, everyone goes through stuff in life. Not everyone comes out on the other side. Some people go through something and they let it change them and make them rotten to the core, because it's like, well, I had to go through the darkness, so now I'm just going to be dark. I don't do that. Even if I've been in darkness for a period of time, I make sure that I always remember we're all people, we're all connected, and healing myself is going to not only change and transform my life and what happens for me, but it's also going to change and transform someone else's. And that is what is now taking precedent over everybody who had something to say about Ebony. Because yeah, with my mum it was, Ebony's always breaking stuff, we can't have anything nice, da-da-da-da-da. Ebony ruins everything. It was even Ebony ruined my life. If I didn't have you, then I would have been able to do this. Like, to this day, with my dad, it was, Ebony's so disrespectful, Ebony's always complaining, Ebony's this, Ebony's that. But you're always telling me that I'm not good enough. You're always punishing me and I don't understand what I've done wrong. And so, like, really looking at these things honestly recently, it's been hard because these aren't things that I wanted to admit to myself about people that I love. But for the sake of my own peace, sanity, self-love, and all of those things, I'm just in that space now where it's like, I can't keep on living in this shadow of feeling like I shouldn't be in any kind of relationship because, and I mean friendship, partnership, acquaintances, colleagues, that was an accident, all of those things, because of how I was made to feel when I was growing up for years repeatedly. And a lot of us have been through things like that, and we may not see how we play that out. When it comes to, like, I don't know, I can see in my partner sometimes how what his dad says to him plays out in his behavior, and in how he feels like he needs to show up as, not just as a man, but as a person. And so being able to look at myself and look at someone else in that way and realize we're doing so much and we're exhausting ourselves to prove that we're not who they said that we were, instead of just being who we know that we are. And living in that and really enjoying that and really freeing ourselves in that. And it's not as easy as it sounds, honestly. It doesn't even sound easy. But it is most definitely worth it. And it takes a lot of confidence to be honest with yourself in that way, because I feel like for a really long time, I didn't have this conversation because I didn't want to say I was unhappy with my parents. We only get two. You only get one mom and you only get one dad. So I always did my best to be as grateful for them as possible. And it's not that I'm not, because exactly who they are is what breeded the right environment for this seed to grow. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I don't see the correlation of how, like, the parents that I have made me the person I am. But then when I actually sit back and I look properly, it's like, no, it does make sense. Because there's certain areas where I do overcompensate, because I learned to do it with them. And then there's certain areas where I just have no knowledge and expertise because it wasn't something that was a part of my reality. And so being honest with myself in that way has been really important as well. I'm a person who's a late bloomer. I've always been behind, so to speak. So when people say that everything happens in like your own time and you don't have to be this by a certain age, I always resonated with that, because by sixth form, by the time I finished college, I was already a year behind. By the time I finished uni, I was 2 years behind, according to the age that most people graduate. And again, I'm nearly 26, and where I am in my life right now, I could say that I was behind, but I know what my goals are and what journey I'm on. And looking forward, there's no behind, or like, I'm always going to be exactly where I'm supposed to be. You can't be anywhere than the now. Acknowledging that has been really helpful for me, to not compare myself. That one has been grabbing me, actually, recently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop babbling for a second. I'm going to tell you guys what's going on, because I just started speaking straight away. And I'm going to do a giveaway shuffle. And then I'll be back speaking about me and comparing myself to people online. Which is weird, because I never used to do that. So, if you haven't been in the live before, then what I do is I shuffle these affirmation cards, and I will give you your own unique affirmation, and hopefully it will resonate with you and give you a message that affirms something for you. And then some of the cards have prizes on the back, and so if you win a prize, I will write down your name and get in touch with you to give you that. In one of our previous lives, someone won a 3-minute reading. No, not a 3 minute. A free 15-minute reading. And I sent it to her recently, and she was really happy with it. And the message was really positive, and it just felt really good to do it. So hopefully that happens again. The card that we have got today says, if anyone can do it, it's you. So I'm just gonna take that for myself and say that I'm really working on my self-trust, and it's because I was in a space where I couldn't trust myself. Now, I've always been someone who has complete control over my actions and what I'm doing, right? But not having full understanding of what the consequences of that is. For example, I used to tell my mum everything to do with my business. And I was completely aware of the fact that I was doing that. And I knew I had this weird feeling that I shouldn't be doing it. And I didn't have that understanding of, if you speak to someone who has never set a goal for themselves and then like been determined and disciplined and dedicated enough to go for it, they're not gonna hear you. They're not gonna understand you. I was telling my mum, and this is when I realized that our minds are different. And I hope that everyone knows when I'm speaking about my mum, I love her to death, like she's my mum. But we are very different, and I'm okay with that. So I was telling her how Taylor Swift's tour did over £2 million, $2 million, whatever. And I was like so amazed. And she was just like, okay. And I was like, wait, what? Like, how does that not blow your mind. Like, she did 149 shows in 53 countries. Like, I don't know how long it took her to do that, but that is an amazing achievement to me. And so I'm literally just like,
That girl's a beast.
trust me, I was just like, wow. Oh wow. But yeah, like, just her reaction to the whole thing just made me stop right there. And I went to my room and I was like, okay, if I had that conversation with someone who does aspire to do more and be more, they would hear that and be inspired, or hear that and just be amazed. And it's the acceptance of, I can't change her, and so I'm going to accept who she is and love her, but I'm also going to put her in her place. And that's not a rude, disrespectful, oh, you belong over there and I belong over there. It's nothing like that. It's a simple, I'm trying to have conversations that grow me, that inspire me, that allow me to think and feel like I can achieve more. And you're not on the same frequency in terms of, you don't believe those things. And so all you can do is put me down. And yeah, so like I said, the card said, if anyone can do it, it's me. And so I'm not going to quit on myself. And so I'm going to go into the next thing that I wanted to discuss, which was comparing myself to people on social media. I don't know where I downloaded this pressure from yet, because from a very young age, I've been not even sure of myself because I wasn't aware of my power as a woman. But I've been, even through getting bullied and stuff, I had to self-assure myself because there was no one around me to tell me, oh, Ebony, you look good. Ebony, I like your hair. There was just people to complain, Ebony's too big right now. Ebony's hair's too stubborn for me to comb it. All of these things. And so I had to be like, do you know what, Ebony, I'm going to do my hair then. Since nobody likes touching my head, I'm going to love and appreciate my hair for myself. Like that. Obviously, recently, it's like, everybody's on social media. Not everybody, actually. And that's what we forget. Not everybody in the world is on social media, and everybody is unique. Everybody looks different. Everybody speaks different. Everybody thinks different, based on so many things. And so I don't know how I forgot to make room for the way that I speak about things. I think it's because of the way that some people judge other people and the way that they like portray their own perspective. And that's the part of me that I say I've always been self-assured, because no matter what I chose for myself, I could still respect that the person next to me is going to choose something different. I don't feel like everybody needs to think and feel my way, because I don't need to have any kind of power, or like, I have no authority in your life. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't need to have any authority in your life. Even if you come onto my live, even if you go to my social media and you like what I'm saying, because I try to provide value in everything, please do not make me an authoritative figure, because at the end of the day, you need to discern what is for you and what's not. You need to be able to read between the lines when you're hearing something, why you're hearing that thing and how it's building you, because at the end of the day, the things that are for us and the things that aren't for us are the things that build us. And growth is a constant, as is change, and we have to not only recognize that now, but embrace it fully, and just know that time you can never get back. Money, you take L's, you make it back in double. That's my prayer for you, innit? Energy, you can't get energy back, but I don't feel like we need to, because when you think of the relationships that you were in that didn't work, or the things that you gave, the projects that you gave time to that failed, those experiences were there to teach you something. There was good things about it and there was bad things about it. But when it comes to time, there's no way to go back to yesterday. There's no way to take the 5 minutes that you, like, I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say right now. But the reason why I'm speaking about time is because when I'm saying that you can't get time back, you might think that I'm now preaching that you should work 24/7, be on the hard grind, because you don't want to waste your life. I don't think that way anymore. I think that time is so precious that we should slow down and embrace every single moment and second. I feel like we need to tap into how we're feeling all of the time to make sure that we're aware of self. A lot of people are either not aware of themselves or just really, really comfortable with ignoring themselves. And so by making waist beads, obviously I'm just starting out with women. My idea is to help you guys to get back into touch with yourself. Understand why you're feeling the way that you feel, because there's no wrong feelings. There's no you should be this and you should be that. It's all about finding your natural flow and order. And we've been taught that there's like one way to be. Even recently I was speaking to someone about this, about being your higher self, and I said people get confused. Your higher self and your highest version is just your future self, because all it is you're envisioning who you would like to be, and you can only get there in the future, and the only way you're going to get there is through becoming her. And that's the difference. It's not about like, I don't know, I feel like people don't understand what ascension is. And maybe they're not supposed to, I'm not sure. But obviously who I'm speaking to, I really want you to understand what it means to ascend. I want you to understand what it means to go high when other people go low. And it's not about get backs. It's about, if they're trying to replicate your source, knowing that they can't, and laughing at them and leaving them to it. I gave people who was trying to copycat me or whatever me, I don't know what they was trying to do at this point, but I gave them too much of my energy thinking that they had any kind of impact, and that's what gives them the impact. Anyone who comes to do anything to you, your power is how you respond to it. You can't control anything that happens outside of you, but you can be intentional about how you respond to it. And that's not ignoring your feelings and being like the toughest person in the world. That's actually being strong enough to be vulnerable in a healthy, safe space, and knowing that that's the steps to your healing. That's the way that you deal with the situation, not by, I don't know, a lot of people are on the get one back at them. I've always from young been on the kill them with success, but this year it nearly killed me. Trying to work on things and always make sure I'm on top so that everyone knows I'm not to be messed with. And it's like, but why am I trying to prove anything to you? Who even are you? I don't know. Somebody that I used to know. And you just have to let it go. Once I realize that situation is never going to happen again, because I've learned the lessons from it. And I'm never going to see these people again because I'm not giving them my energy and time in that way. What am I holding on to? Why am I so angry? Why am I so... And then it was like, oh, well, I'm angry because they did do me over. They did take that absolute monkey. Okay, what am I going to do about that? Well, I'm going to write a song. I'm going to draw a picture. I'm going to do all of those things. And now I've made it something that's for me. And I'm back in my self-love again. And they can't touch me. Literally. I just find it funny. Maybe I can laugh now, but in all seriousness, I was very depressed. And I didn't think that I was ever going to come out of that space. But again, because of these platforms that I've created, I know I have something to push for. I know I have something to show people in terms of, again, I've been through a lot of dark things. And I'm never going to let it make me a dark person, because that's not who I want to be. And that's not what I think that we should be. That doesn't make sense. It's like if, I don't know. I have to think about that analogy I was about to give. But just looking at nature, there's prey and there's predators. It's just life. And it's not even about choosing which one you are, because there's going to be situations where you are prey and there's going to be situations where you are a predator. It's about being able to discern when you're in each of those spaces and knowing what you do with it and not taking it too far. When we're in that prey space, we can over-victimize ourselves and then keep us limited and not achieve and not step out and not stand up for ourselves. And when we're in that predator space, we can take it too far and feel like, well, I'm more powerful, I'm more strong, and so I can do this, and this. And it's like, no, not necessarily, because there's still actions to, there's still consequences to your actions, sorry. And yeah, but this all started about comparing myself to people online. And it's not in the way that it's coming out, actually, because I'm not just comparing myself to anyone. I'm comparing myself to people that I consider to be leaders, people that I go to their page and I feel inspired, or I go there for some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And it's like, the way that everyone delivers the message is going to be different. And I judged myself for the way that I deliver my message, for the way that I show up, for who I am, for the things that I enjoy. And that wasn't great, because again, without all of those things, without being able to tap into the things that I enjoy, without feeling guilty for it, or without feeling shame, or without feeling, am I still supposed to be doing this? It's not healthy for me in terms of, one, living my life, and then two, being on social media, because I'm not on social media for other people. As much as I show up to help and impact other people, it's for me. Like, this has become a part of my life because I created space for myself. And since then, I've been able to grow so much in confidence. I'm not going to lie, Winnie, when you said I'm really good at talking today, I used to have a stutter in secondary school. So, yeah, I was like, what? Like,
great at presenting.
Yeah, it's thank you. It's a growth thing, and so I never want to lose that aspect of growing into myself and start to do things because I feel like I need to grow my social media. No, I need to grow myself and make sure you guys can go onto my social media platforms and see my growth in terms of how I used to show up, or actually, we'll say next year, because even this year, I never used to care about my appearance. I would show up with, when I was at my lowest, there used to be stuff on my clothes or on my face, dry skin, tired eyes, bonnet on. I just didn't care, because again, I was doing it for me. And now that I'm coming into a space of, I want to care, I want to beautify myself and feel amazing, like I'm really showing up for me. It's not for other people, it's for me. It's not about looking pretty so that my content can blow. It's about feeling confident when I'm speaking and knowing that I'm representing me, I'm representing my company, I'm representing my team, I'm representing my brand partners, all of those things in one go. And that's like a dedication that I want to make next year. Because if I did just think about it being me, okay, let me say it like this. For so long in my life, when I went to uni, I basically had nobody. Obviously, I had a couple like uni friends and stuff, but they weren't really friends. We just used to go out, and then everything else I'll deal with on my own. So if I'm going through something and I'm like, raw, I'm just gonna crash out because I just want to crash out and be alone. There was no consequences to that because I've got no responsibilities, I've got no commitments, I've got none of those things. But now I've put myself in a position to have those. I have to take it seriously, and it's about being. Your word is your bond, and a lot of people don't live by that. A lot of people just lie like it's nothing. And that's what I grew up around, like it was normal. Oh my God, the way my pops can lie. It's just crazy. And so that's why I thought it was normal for so long. But then I never liked it. So when I was going through different things and people would lie, and it's like, I know that you're lying, but okay, fine. I thought that was something that I should accept. But I don't have to. And that's the empowerment that I have. I can't stop how many narcissists and liars there are. I can't stop how many people move with ill intentions outside. But I can make people aware of the fact that these are the signs, and this is what you can do about it for you. And before you even go to approach someone else about any of that stuff, you have to have a solid sense of self-worth. Because the thing about liars is they're just going to lie more. The thing about people who move with ill intentions is they never want you to know, so they're going to keep on hiding it up. And so I don't know, I feel like I came into everything so innocent and naive, like, oh, I want to change the world, I want to change everyone and make everybody a good person. And then it's like, hold on. Let me just make sure I'm fully equipped to deal with whatever comes into my life and my reality, and then provide the tools to other people to do the same. And that's if they're willing to make that investment in themselves, if they're willing to be better, if that's what they're on and they're about, then we'll probably resonate with each other. And if we're not, then that's when you'll be making the sneaky comments and all of these things, and I'll be wondering, what did I do to you? Now I can fully understand it's because I'm exposing you, and you don't want to be exposed. But sorry, I decided I'm not closing my mouth again. And it's so unfortunate, but so many, specifically women, are not in a space of speaking up about the stuff that they experience. So recently I did a talk episode on Instagram with Akura Pong. So the talk is my Instagram live talk show where I have guests on and I just ask them questions about different things. And we're speaking about women's safety and domestic violence, and the fact that, first of all, over 2.5 million or something like that domestic violence reports are filed every single year. And when I heard that, I just found it mad, because when I experienced domestic violence, I didn't tell nobody. For embarrassment, for the fact of nobody would ever think I would go through something like that. So imagine all the people who aren't saying things. And then realizing there's just a lot of people suffering in silence who don't feel like they can have a voice, and they do have a voice. They've been given one. Everybody has been given one. And there's no... I guess the society that we live in makes us feel like there's people who should speak for us and there's people who should be quiet. And it's not true. Even if there are people who are saying things that are nonsensical, it's about having the conversation so we can tell them, listen, I think what you're saying is nonsense. And we just hear each other out. And if they don't hear it, then fine. But that's the point of everybody having a voice. And so it's not saying that certain things should be shut down and certain things should be closed. Because again, I don't impose the way that I live my life, my values, my standards, my beliefs onto anybody. I feel like each of us has our own, because we're all just trying to figure life out and trying to work it out for ourselves. And so allowing a woman to feel like she has the power to decide what is for her, what she can have or not, is what I want to work on. Because even though I've always known in my head, even before I started reading certain books and all of those things, that you can have what you want. It just takes a set of things to learn and to implement. There's still been the notions put onto me of, why did you think that you can have that? Or women are supposed to be like this. Oh, that was the most annoying one. My partner's brother kept saying, why do you keep on talking to him like that? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he wants me to not speak up. Like, he doesn't want me to speak honestly. He wants me to speak always in this soft girl tone. Let him do what he wants. And it's like, no, if I love somebody, I'm going to hold them accountable. I'm going to be honest about how I'm feeling. Whether I'm upset, whether I'm happy, like... And he just didn't get it. He wouldn't get it at all. And he just kept saying, like, what's wrong with this girl? And I don't know. It's just something that's always been portrayed onto me. People don't even call me a woman sometimes. I get called, yeah. It's absolutely crazy. Some people call me, I'll never forget. This guy called me young person. Because he said, oh, hi, young man, hi, young person.
What?
And I was like, huh? And it's because I'm outspoken and apparently I shouldn't be like that. Or I don't know what it is. I have a lot of masculine energy, period, anyway.
Do you?
Yeah, it's in my birth chart. I was looking at my astrology chart and I literally, my femininity is on like 3 and my masculinity is on like 7. And I was like, oh, it makes sense. But I don't feel like who I am is a masculine person. Because I've been butch as well. I've been, yeah. Did I say I've been butch or I've been called butch?
You said you've been butch.
I meant I've been called butch. I heard it come out. I was like, but I don't think I said that right. I've been called butch as well, and all of these things. But at my true core, who I am as a person, obviously everyone has masculine and feminine energy, but I know that as a woman, I have a little bit more masculine energy than other feminines. And for that reason, like not random things, certain things are starting to stand out in my experience. For example, I went to my cousin's graduation and I met this girl there. I was just sitting next to her. And later on in the party, she came to me and she was like, Ebony, this uncle was just really inappropriate to me. And I was like, show me which one. Like, show me what? I went to him, I was like, do you know that you just made someone's daughter uncomfortable? I've never seen an uncle say sorry in his life. He was just like, sorry. I said, don't say sorry to me, go and say sorry to the girl. Like, I don't take that stuff lightly. And again, even in that situation, if my auntie knew that I went to go and speak to that uncle like that, I would get in trouble. And no one would say anything about how he was inappropriate. He went to go and tell this young girl that he's got something for her. And he's like, thank you. Small girl. I said, wow. But, yeah. Just in that sense, I guess I have a lot of fire. And I'm not afraid to speak up, even if I feel like I don't know everything. Or I don't wait for anyone to give me the authority. And it's because I don't feel like I should. I feel like each of us, not everyone believes in God, right? But I do. And each of us builds our relationship with the divine. And we learn what's right or wrong through that way. But because there's just so many things that have question marks on them. Because if you're just told something, and you're told to accept it as is. And I've always been a curious person to be like, are you sure? Or just try and find out in depth. Try and dig a little bit deeper. Try and figure out why it works like that. And all of those sort of things. And it's not been welcomed. Everyone's like, well, there's one system and one line, so why are you trying to step out of it? And it's like, because I don't even know why. I'm just a curious little human. But as I grow up and as I meet more people who are curious and creative, that's what I'd say, I realize we are a whole tribe of people who are normally shunned in society because we don't want to conform. Because we ask why. Because we set our own rules and we make choices for ourselves. And we do things that maybe not everyone understands. And it just is what it is, to be honest. What time is it? It is 7:19, so I'm going to do another giveaway shuffle. I am currently making peace waist beads for the Pretty Peas giveaway that I did. And that was all about being patient, peaceful, and prosperous. And I'm really trying to remind myself, to cultivate those three things. So being peaceful is about just not disturbing my peace of mind at all. Not disturbing my sanity for anything. And honestly, facing things as they come up instead of putting it down for tomorrow or things like that. Because then that little bit of mind fog is just not helping me. So that's the peaceful part. Patient because I am trying to build something. I'm trying to build myself back up after really breaking my self-worth down. And going through some horrible things. And obviously I'm trying to build my business as well, and those things require patience. I'm not just going to be automatically better. Like, I'm not going to lie, with my smoking, I thought I would have stopped by now.
It takes time.
Yeah, that's what I realised. And my mum smokes in the house with me, so yeah, but it's getting better to the point where it's all the way till the end of the day, and it's like, okay, let's just have one and chill out and then go to sleep. And I'm actually really proud of that. So
Good.
thank you. And then the last one is prosperity. And I describe prosperity as the real richness. So not having just monetary wealth, but building monetary wealth. No, having monetary wealth off of building and cultivating something, nurturing something, caring about what you're doing and being intentional, and being consistent and checking all four corners of the map and all of those things. And so that's what I'm trying to embody for 2025, so that I can, be on my stuff and stay elevating and pushing and all of that stuff. But like, with ease, you know? I know this hustle and bustle grind, like, it's been killing me, man.
And that's where the energies come from. A lot of the masculine energy comes from the hustle and bustle, because women aren't built to be, because masculine energy is like competitiveness, grinding, all of this stuff. So when you're doing that, it's natural to fall into that. And because so much women are having to take on that role and to have these characteristics, we're naturally having to be more masculine.
It's true.
But you can balance it out.
You can. That's what I'm realizing, especially with business, Obviously, masculine energy is very go get it, go get it, go get it. That's how it used to be. And I was like, no, let it come to me. So the things that I kept on, like, you know, if you have a conversation with someone about something, you keep on checking in with them. Now I'm just like, let's leave it there. If it's for me, it will come. And the right things, right spaces, right conversations are all just flowing.
Exactly. So just letting things come to you. And also the little things as well, like speaking, being really soft-spoken. I wear a lot of dresses, you know, and because I feel like if you already have masculine energy and you're dressing like a man, well, guess what? You're going to boost it up even more.
I used to only wear tracksuits, you know. I'm just like, listen, I said to B. Roberts, next year, I'm dressing like the boss I'm becoming. And she's just so feminine. I'm so excited to see her, because I've never been in my...
feminine. And I mean, you're making beads. It doesn't get any more feminine than that. So I think maybe you just have to also embody the person that you are. Like,
it's that I've become. I think I look at myself and I still see Ebony that used to chill with the mandem and be on road. That's why.
Exactly. So some of it might also just be how you perceive yourself. So you might be thinking that you are in that masculine mind frame when actually you're wearing like a red dress that's half slit with like long earrings and making beads. It does not get any more feminine than that.
I know.
No one's going to look at you and be like, oh, she's acting so manly right now. No.
That's true.
No.
Thank you.
So yeah, I think you come across very feminine to me. So I think just also...
I'm really glad you said that. Because my friend tagged me in a post about like how a lot of women are masculine and it deters masculine men away from them.
Absolutely.
And I was like, I don't want to push away my brain. Like, I started panicking.
Yeah. A lot of women are masculine, and it's the ones that don't think they are.
Yeah.
That generally are.
It's true.
Or at least they're not thinking about their demeanour or how they come across.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're thinking about it, then you're already one step ahead. Because trust me, there's a lot of people who are just men in women's clothes.
100%.
And it's also in how they talk, how they come across. They can come across very like harsh toned, very like no. So
it's true.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up.
Thank you.
Nice.
Okay, let me do that affirmation. We got keep it up. So we're doing a great job.
Awesome.
And we're gonna keep it up. And I've won a free waist bead, apparently. Oh, that actually I'll tell you after. I was gonna say, you know the order thing on TikTok? I was gonna fix it, but then that waist bead was supposed to be your birthday present anyway, so I just let it cancel.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I need to get some.
I forgot. I brought so basically what I've done is I've created a waist bead toolkit so that you guys can make your own waist beads at home. Nice. I run a waist bead workshop where we make waist beads manually. And so you get your needle, your tray, all of that stuff. And we have a conversation about self-love, body positivity and confidence. And in that workshop, we would go through... So I'm trying to look and find where I put the booklet.
Wasn't it?
It might be under
there.
The book. Oh, no, that's my actual book. But we have a workshop booklet. Here it is. And so in here, you kind of like would go through this on the day. And you can write out notes on how you're going to incorporate self-love, confidence and body positivity practices into your life. And so I didn't bring the automatic kit today, which includes this bead spinner, but I bought the manual one. And so basically what you've got in there is measuring tape, 1 roll of 20 meters of elastic, scissors, a beading needle, 10 waist bead clasps, and then all you have to do is buy beads, and you can actually make your own beads at home as well. So I'm going to be putting them in TikTok shop soon, and you'll be able to pre-order them until we launch sometime between January and April. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, it's going to be super exciting.
Nice.
Thank you. And I'm just going to share this. So at the start of the book, it has a cultured babe manifest, which is what we used to call the cultured waist community. But obviously now it's just pretty face cultured waist. But it says this booklet belongs to, I'll do it for me, so Ebony Omolara, a confident, beautiful, cultured babe who knows who I am, my worth and what I deserve. Not only do I know what I want, but I go for it because I know I can do anything. I understand life isn't always smiles and sunshine, but I stand with my head held high and my shoulders back because I am a queen in every right.
Amen.
And so at the start of each workshop, we'd get every single participant to read that out for themselves and see how it feels for them. I didn't actually realise what I was doing until like now when I just read it.
Sometimes you really need that refresher.
Literally. I can do this for a long time. Well, this is the most likes I've ever got on a live. Thanks, guys. It's 7:30, so we have about half an hour left. I'm gonna... Oh my gosh, let's talk about that. I don't know.
What are you doing for Christmas? And how do you spend Christmas?
No idea. Normally, I'll be so honest, I spend Christmas on my own. Last year, I think I literally spent Christmas like, I watched a couple of films, I had like a dance party in my bedroom, and that was it. I've been invited to Christmas with the family again, but I really don't feel like doing that to myself this year. Because I'm trying to prepare myself for the most blessed year I've ever had in my life next year, I really don't want to be around negative vibes, like, at all. Not even tolerate it.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Literally. What are you doing for Christmas?
I'm trying to decide, but similar to you, I don't want to be around drama. I don't want to be around negative vibes, and I don't want to be like, I don't want to ruin my balance.
Literally
really stay at home and watch films.
Literally,
because I'm not drinking at the moment, and you know, I'm not drinking, and when people are drinking, like, and you're not drinking, it's just different.
It is very.
They're experiencing something completely different. You're experiencing something completely different, and then
do you know what? I feel like even when I'm drinking around drinkers, if they're not like me, it's still just weird, man. I went out. No, this is... I haven't been out properly. No, that's a lie. I have now. But since lockdown came, I stopped going out like that.
Yeah.
And then I remember, when was it? It was not last year. It was 2 years ago, April, and I'm still scarred. I went out. I went to my friend's birthday at the club, and there was another birthday girl there, and she got drunk. And I don't know what her friend did to her, but this girl was jumping like over chairs, dress falling off, breast flying out. And I was just so embarrassed for her. And I was just like, that's a lot. I don't, not a judgment thing, but that's just generally a lot to see, like someone lose composure like that.
Yeah.
And then again, when I went out the other day, I was just like, I had fun dancing because I danced the whole night. That's the only reason why I go out anyway, but I danced the whole night. Oh, I danced the whole night and I met different people on the dance floor. So obviously I'm just dancing with people. I don't know how drunk or whatever everyone else is. It's not until after the club when we get outside when I'm like, okay, cool, put a jacket on, scarf, I'm all booted up now like I never even came from the club. And people are falling on the floor. People are saying, their friends are reminding them what they was doing inside, and they, what do you mean they're reminding you? We was just inside. How did you forget? Like, there was just a lot going on. I think once I became aware of how toxic it was, I couldn't enjoy it the same. But then it makes me feel like there can't be like no safe space for me to party and dance and enjoy myself. Because if so, I'm gonna be really sad. I'm a Yoruba girl, like, dancing and partying is a huge part of our culture. And I have to move my waist on a daily just for living sake. So yeah. Even I was speaking to a guy on Instagram the other day. He was making one of those posts of, where am I supposed to find a good girl to be my wife? And I said, don't worry, she'll find you. Then he was like, how? It's taking too long. And then we started having a conversation. And he was like, well, to be fair, I need to stop like engaging in nightlife so much. He was doing it in different countries as well. He's like, I need to stop engaging in nightlife so much because I keep on meeting the same kind of girls and ended up in the same situations again and again and again. And we were speaking about like being like, because he runs a business as well, and because we have something to focus on and dedicate ourselves to, it's like even when we go off on those tangents to party or whatever, we come back to the focus and the center.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have a come back to anything.
Yeah.
So it's just
they go floating around.
Literally.
It's true. They're easily distracted.
Very.
A lot of things are just distractions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's when you have that responsibility as well, you think to yourself, well, I can't do that because I have to look after this, I have to look after that, I have to keep this in place.
That's the point.
So, but yeah.
It's true.
And it keeps you focused on accomplishing your goals, which is good.
It is.
Ultimately. What about New Year's?
No clue either. New Year's I spent alone last year as well, and the year before that. And
New Year's is the one that gets me because you know everyone's always like. I remember I went to a New Year's party and I remember like the bouncers. That's when I was like the same experience you had with those girls drinking. I've had that with New Year's when the bouncers are just like fighting everyone, you know, just like kicking people out of the club.
I haven't even seen that.
Oh, I've seen that too many New Years, and that's what put me off.
It makes sense.
Going out because it's just so ruthless and there's just blood everywhere.
That's what I'm trying to say. Ooh.
People are like getting hurt. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot to be honest.
That's why I don't go carnival anymore, you know. I saw someone get stabbed at carnival, and since then,
what, like really badly?
Really badly. It comes in my head sometimes, and I just have
PTSD.
Yeah, because him and his friends were all running, and they just kept stabbing him in his back. So his white t-shirt all covered in blood, and then you just see people running like trying to get away, but trampling over him. It was horrible.
Did he die?
Yeah. It was really horrible.
I stopped going carnival like 10 years ago.
Fair.
yeah, I haven't been. It's too much. Like
It is.
the crowds and all that stuff.
Do you know what? That's why I said like the actual what carnival is in terms of the dancing, the colours, the festiveness, all of that. I love it. It's the over sexualization where I'm just like, no, thank you.
And it's the fact that people are just okay with it.
Yeah.
And
It's like not everyone's okay with that, and if you're not, you're a weirdo, and all of these things.
And it's annoying now because if you don't want to do certain things, I mean, each their own. So,
It's true.
Each their own, to be honest. But
Very much so. You just reminded me, on my 20th birthday, I went to the club. When I was at uni, I could go clubbing by myself because I'll get there and I'll know everybody. So, it was my birthday, I decided to go. And this one event, they had like, you know when they have coaches from other cities come? So they had that. I don't know where these silly people were, yeah, but I remember there was Portuguese from their accent. So all my friends were guys, so they will all be dancing with girls and stuff, and I'll be dancing on the wall. So I'm dancing on the wall, but like not directly next to it, just a little bit in front. And one silly guy and his friend, they both come to squeeze my bum. I nearly fought them. I just went home. Like those things is what makes me not go back outside.
And that's what I hate. It's the kind of like the unauthorized.
That's it.
Sexual assault.
Thank you. Because now when I turn to ask them, what are you doing? They're, oh, what's wrong with her? What do you mean, what's wrong with me? What's wrong? You just came out of nowhere and just started touching somebody that you don't know. Nothing.
Black man.
That's what I'm trying to say. He gave me the audacity. It's crazy. And then in the same breath, they'll turn around and say this about me and say that about me. It's yeah, a lot. And they'll be calling girls this and calling girls that. But on a more positive note, once you decide that you don't want that anymore, you literally just stop and you find other better things to do that bring you peace. That's the thing. I want to have fun, but I don't want headaches.
My bank holidays now are actually really nice because everyone's out.
Yeah.
So they're really quiet and you can actually go out and do stuff. You can enjoy it. So in the last however many years, I've found myself doing the funnest things. Like I remember a couple of years ago, I repainted my bathroom.
Yeah.
Last year I just spent the day working. And then I went to go visit a friend. Because it's quiet. Everyone's at carnival.
It's true.
So everything's open, everything is quiet, and you can literally just do whatever you want. The streets are so empty. It's actually become one of my favourites.
It's true. I don't think I even paid attention to when carnival was this year. But that's just because I'm so...
Out of it.
I'm trying to think when that happened.
Yeah, you don't think about it as like, oh my god, it's carnival.
Yeah, because I'm not around people who get so hyped and stuff about it. Like I remember,
I'm always shocked so many people get so hyped about it as well.
Yeah. Because I always looked at it from a cultural perspective, and it's not that I don't think carnival should happen, but
it doesn't even have the same value.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the same thing at all. Right.
Before, it used to be more about celebrating like the Caribbean heritage, all that kind of stuff. Now it's just go dagga dagga and eat rice and peas.
Literally that, and that's why you've got... I actually love that. Oh snap. That's what it is. It's a place for everyone to come and do that now. Because now not that it shouldn't be inclusive, but now there's different brands from Europe, Asia, all of that stuff as well. And it's all the same, like, I'm not being funny, at carnival you'll hear the same DJ mix that you'll hear in the club, and so you're going to get the same thing.
And it's also become an opportunity to just dress scandalously.
Yeah.
And then be told. Yeah, and then, how do I cancel it?
That's true. Damn.
Okay.
Life is not the same again. But I mean that in the most beautiful way, because again, now I can do all the things that I always wanted to do. In terms of, I want to go to a pottery class. I like museums, so I went to the it's so funny. I went to the Natural History Museum. That was the first museum that I decided to go to. I was supposed to go to all of them this year, but I didn't. But anyway, I went there, and at the very end of like taking my time of looking through, I found this whole hall of crystals and natural stones. And I was just like, first I just stood there like, why have I never seen this before in my life? Then I went around, and I was like, the maybe 50 crystals that I know about is nothing. There's so many. And so I wanted to start like I don't know, maybe I'll go there once a month or once a week or something, and like start a research journal on each of the different crystals.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm gonna do something like that. That's just for myself, away from everything else. I don't know. I might share it on here because I do colours and crystals where I talk about the different
Yeah, I saw
meanings and colour properties and all of that. Healing properties, sorry, behind colours and crystals. So it's that thing where I'm like, Ebony, do something that's not related to your work, but I can't because my work is related to who I am.
Yeah, and it's your brand.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just accept it.
Okay, so we're coming towards the end. It's 7:45.
I will do the last shuffle at 7:50, and then I will see you guys on the 20th for our Christmas special. Oh yeah, we can film an ad for that here if you want to.
Yeah, you can. I'll put some lipstick on. Now that I'm messing up my makeup.
Okay, I didn't bead as fast today. I normally get like 4 or 5 done. But
I like the white. I like the white.
Thank you. These are the Pearl collection.
Nice.
So you can go and shop them on our TikTok shop. They should be accessible through the live as well. So you guys don't forget that in these lives, you can actually come and buy your waist beads live from me. You can ask whatever questions you have about them. I know there's a lot of stuff about waist beads on the internet. And so if you want to come and ask someone who is kind of dedicating themselves to knowing about them, then come to the live. What else?
Come and learn, watch and shop.
Yeah. Literally.
I'm going to be reading newsletters for the foreseeable. I need to get all my inboxes down.
I was doing that today on my email. It just got to the point where I just looked at it and I was like, if I don't do it now, it's just going to keep on piling up.
I need to actually go through.
I think I might like make an email just for my newsletter subscription, so when I'm ready I can go through it and be like, okay, which ones do I want to read? Because when it's mixed up in all of them, too much. I'm going to do that actually.
I have that. I have an iCloud account just for my newsletters.
It makes sense.
And I can just go through it.
I think that's what I need to do before the year ends. Organize everything. From my Google Drive to my emails to my everything.
That's what I'm doing, and just deleting stuff. Moving stuff around.
I've got so much stuff from like years ago. Old photo shoots, all this, all that. And it's like, Ebony, you're not going to do anything with this stuff. Just get rid of it.
It's so funny you say that because I need to move a lot of things into my Dropbox.
Yeah.
Because my phone storage is full. And I'm like, Winnie, why do you even still have these pictures? Just put it somewhere. This one's doing a big Dropbox dump.
That time. Tearing out. Because of like the digital era, to keep everything, because it's like, how am I supposed to look back on my memories? But that's why I actually have a brain.
Yeah. And you just need to put it somewhere like where you can look back at it. Just not like every day.
It's true.
So many emails. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, this is so lovely.
Who even sends? Why do people send all these newsletters? Do you have your iPad on you?
I don't today.
Okay. I wanted to. No worries. Let's wrap up the lighting in here is good.
It is. I'm gonna be taking new pictures for all the products in my store this weekend.
Cool.
And going through the TikTok shop before the end of the year.
Nice.
Seller center, just so that I can see how to optimize the stuff, because they always send me emails like, oh, there's new missions and new this and new that, and I've just been looking at it.
Yeah. There's always something going on.
Literally. That's the other thing, and that's why I'm trying to do the okay, let what is for me come to me, because now there's so much access to stuff. From where before I felt like I had no access to any of this stuff, and I had to go through this loophole and jump this bridge just to get to something. Now it's like, it's right there.
A lot is accessible.
And there's always that thing of like, do I actually need it? Or does it just...
Yeah.
It could be good for me, it could be good for my business, but is it something that is actually for me? I'm actually going to use it, or is it just because I think I should? Yeah. It is officially 7:50, so I'm going to do the last affirmation shuffle of the live.
Let's do it.
Yes. I might pull 3 cards just because, why not? Ooh. Lovely. Okay. So, we've got 3 cards. I'm giving them all to you, by the way. As in, I'm saying them all to you. So the first one is great working with you.
Thank you.
The second one is thank you for being there for me.
Woohoo.
And the third one is you are simply the best.
Oh,
And all of them are true.
appreciated.
Honestly, thank you for today.
You're welcome.
As I was like, I guess expressing my thoughts, you really helped to ground me in the things that are true.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Like, yeah, don't. You're not masculine.
I'm gonna go home and laugh at that one. I'm like the biggest feminine girl I know. Just in terms of being nurturing and all of that stuff.
And what you choose to spend your time on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. So guys, we've got what, 8 minutes. What should I do? Sing a song?
If you want, you can make a freestyle about today.
And then
You met some cool people.
I did. I'm gonna do that now.
Alright.
Maybe not free. I'll do a poem.
About the day.
So today, I nearly didn't leave my house. I don't even want to talk about what all of that was about. But the most important thing is that I'm here now. And that I can see clear now. And that I'm aware now. And that I feel prepared now. And 2025 is coming.
It's coming now.
2025 is here. Damn. I might not be there yet, but I'm most definitely there. I'm gonna keep on envisioning myself as if I'm there. But I'm really enjoying being right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna beg, cry, or nag. I'm gonna be humble enough not to brag, but I'm not gonna silence myself from sharing facts.
Mm-hmm.
I work hard and I'm really proud of that. I don't care about who's wishing me bad anymore.
No time to even think about it.
Yeah.
Too many other things going on in the day.
No point holding on to memories because there's more in store.
Mm-hmm.
That's what change, movement, and healing is for. So after today, I'm happy. I really am. I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with my life right now. I'm happy for the people in my life right now. And that's a very, very precious thing. Yeah.
Amen. On that note,
Yes.
we'll wrap it up for today.
Thank you guys, and we will see you very soon.